Rant summer is here. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com. We got all of your summer needs covered. From bathing suits to swim trunks, flip-flops and tote bags, towels, tanks, and muscle shirts. Oh, and you can't forget about the visors and the hats. It's lit. So head on over to ajsrantroom.com and get your summer poppin'. You won't be disappointed. It's always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed. It's coming. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I can barely hear. There we go. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome. The Lunchtime Chat has been rebranded to the Lunchtime Rant. This is AJ's Rant Room. We don't chat here. Why didn't nobody tell me? Why did you name it a chat when you're the Rant Room, AJ? Huh? Nah, it's cool. I caught it. It literally epiphany this morning while I was putting these notes together. I was like, why is this called a chat? Well, we're a rant. We rant over here. We don't chat. Shut. So yes. As I'm sure you're all aware, the world is the world. And I'll start with this. I am very grateful and very happy that Donald Trump is the president right now. Because the warmongers that wanted Kamala Harris in office would literally be setting up our men and women in uniform for a full-fledged war. Because war is big business, as many of us know. War is big business. And so, yeah. So when peace is the first thing, and here's the thing. I don't think Iran is going to FAFO. But if Iran FAFOs, meaning if you scratch one American soldier, one American civilian, I mean, good luck, you know. But I don't think they're that stupid. I do think Trump is deep in negotiations this morning, and I do believe he will probably send JD Vance and what's his name? Steve, it starts with a W. Name's not coming to me right now. We'll probably send them over to negotiate, and hopefully we can, put a button on this and move on to the next thing. But what I do not want is what some of these warmongers like Lindsey Graham, because Lindsey Graham flew over to Fox News. He was, oh yeah, we're gonna have a war, and that's really what it felt like. I was like, Lindsey, no, 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 no. The I'll let y'all hear what he said. Hold on, where are we? There we are. So Mr. Graham, the ever warmonger, couldn't wait to get to Fox News and share the good news.
Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, you were praising the president for his patience and seeking peace and going back to the table and back to the table.
Yeah.
You can't say that he didn't try to give them an out, an opportunity, knowing what the eventual outcome was going to be. And, he said, I told them it's a shame, it's a waste of human life, they can't have a nuclear weapon, and everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. How do you interpret that, sir?
Well, I take President at his word. He gave Iran 60 days to do a deal. On the 61st day, we are where we are. There's two ways to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. One is diplomacy, the other is force. I think the headline tonight is we're moving into the land of force. I think Iran has allowed themselves to be fooled into thinking they could manipulate Trump. Same old tactics with the wrong guy when it comes to Trump. To all those who voted for President Trump and got him in office, God bless you. He's the right guy at the right time. These are dangerous times. Why do we say no nuclear weapon for Iran? They're a religious theocracy. They're built around an extreme version of Islam. They want to destroy Saudi Arabia and the Sunni branch of Islam. They want to kill all the Jews in Israel and come after us. That's what their whole country is built upon, a theocratic view that there's nobody else in the world but them when it comes to worshiping God. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would use it. Israel believes that. I believe that. So here's the task at hand. Be all in, President Trump, in helping Israel eliminate the nuclear threat. If we need to provide bombs to Israel, provide bombs. If we need to fly planes with Israel, do joint operations. But here's the bigger question. Wouldn't the world be better off if the Ayatollahs went away and replaced by something better? Wouldn't Iran be better off? Tom Cotton is coming on. He made a great observation. The endless war is Iran. Since 1979, they've been attacking the entire region, chanting death to America, death to Israel since their very founding. It's time to close the chapter on the Iranian Ayatollah and his henchmen. Let's close that chapter soon and start a new chapter in the Mideast, one of tolerance, hope, and peace.
But the Trump doctrine seems to be very clear tonight, Senator, and that.
Yeah, this is what happens when I'm my own producer. So I was every time I paused it, I was talking, but I realized I'm backstage and the mic's not on when you're backstage. Oh, well, I was saying during those pauses, no, hell no, absolutely not. Not going to happen. No, we're not joining Israel. We're not flying planes. We're not doing any of that. If you are in Tehran and you've been told to evacuate, please don't use this as an opportunity to be defiant. Don't use this as an opportunity to stand down. No, get the hell out. Go. Mm-hmm. Go. Right. This is not your chance to be a hero. Just get the hell out. Okay. We want all Americans safe. We want all of our military safe. We're working on all of that right now. But yeah, because war is big business, Amy. You know this. War is big business. Now, I'm cautiously optimistic. I know the conservative, the whole, not even conservative, I think it's more the MAGA base is more divided on this issue. I think this is an Israel-Iran issue. I think America should play a very small, insignificant role in this. I do not think we should be all in. I do not think we should be boots on the ground. I do not think any of that. Now, if because there are 50,000 soldiers in Tehran, um, uh, and so if God forbid something should happen, then I mean all bets are off, right? Obviously, but again, like I said, I don't think Iran is that stupid. But then again, Lindsey Graham was right about some of the things he said, you know, in terms of its hyper religious state, in terms of they believe in they're the ones, they're the one true God, all that stuff, that's their belief. They're very extreme faction of Islam, and when you're thinking like that, you damn sure can't have a nook because you will use it. You are the you that's like giving uh a knife to Jeffrey Dahmer saying, "Just hold it." Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So I'm cautiously optimistic in this whole process. Here's Preston Myers, who works on the Hill. He's also on TikTok, and he posted this video last night.
It is a wild night here in DC, but America, do not panic. Let's look at the facts and then we'll talk about what are the possibilities. We know thus far as President Trump has immediately suspended his trip to the G7 summit and is on his way back here to Washington and has ordered the National Security Council to be sitting in the Situation Room waiting for him upon his arrival here in just a few hours. We also know that President Trump ordered an immediate evacuation of everyone to get out of Tehran. Now, somehow, this statement from President Trump got misconstrued, and individuals are believing that the United States is preparing for an airstrike on Tehran. That has been debunked. The U.S. is not preparing for any type of an airstrike, and every single airstrike that has gone into Iran has been 100% controlled and owned by Israel. We also know that President Trump stated moments ago that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And I do believe the rest of the world, or the majority of the rest of the world, agrees with that. Most certainly here in the US, I believe we can find common ground that Iran can never have one. But remember, America, this is not our war. Now, this comes as the tensions have reached a critical tipping point in the Middle East. In fact, this is probably one of the most intense exchanges in the Middle East that we have seen since the 90s. And what we also know is that there are nearly 50,000 U.S. troops within striking distance of Iran. We know that Iran has already hit the U.S. Embassy in Israel over the weekend, and we know that Iran is pretty much at this point fighting for their life. So President Trump has called this emergency meeting of the National Security Council, obviously to help resolve what is happening before it reaches a point of no return, while also reiterating the fact that the United States will do everything to protect our interest as well as our U.S. soldiers. So America, that does not mean we are going to war. Again, this is not our war. So President Trump's goal, obviously at this point, is to get Iran back to the negotiation table. We know over the weekend, they stated that after the initial attacks from Israel last week, they did not want to return back and have any type of conversation. Their tone has changed substantially as they have suffered tremendous loss over the weekend. Now, let's talk about the possibilities here. One possibility, as I mentioned last week, is that Iran would instead retaliate by launching an airstrike into one of the U.S. military bases that is within that region. That would be a doomsday scenario for Iran, as President Trump made that very clear over the weekend. Now, President Trump's goal has always been de-escalation when it comes to this particular war. So his goal tonight is to get back here to D.C., get in the Situation Room, and begin to talk to those individuals involved, Israel, Iran, and other foreign leaders, to try to get them to the negotiation table to at least agree to some type of a ceasefire for the time being. Because again, these tensions are rising so quickly that it's almost to a point of no return. And I think Charlie Kirk said it best. President Trump was elected for moments just like this. There is no other leader in this world that I would trust anymore or have any more faith in having the ability to get Iran back to the negotiation table and come to a deal than President Donald Trump. Is there a reason to be concerned? of course there's a reason to be concerned.
Right.
Why? Because innocent lives are being taken, it, quite frankly, just recklessly by both Israel and Iran. But also, it's concerning because we have almost 50,000 U.S. troops within striking distance. So this could go into absolutely a doomsday scenario, but the likelihood of that happening is pretty much slim to none. Again, deep breaths, don't panic. Make sure you are listening only to the facts, not the narratives out there of the possibilities or the rumors of what is happening. Stick to the facts, and don't forget, say a prayer. Say a prayer for President Trump. Say a prayer for the people of Israel and the people of Iran. Say a prayer for our U.S. troops in that region. It is absolutely going to be a wild night, but we all know that there is a God much greater than all of this, and a God that is known for bringing peace in the midst of the greatest storm. Much love. God bless.
Oh yeah, if Biden was in office, we'd yeah, we'd be in there by now. We'd be boots on the ground, ready to fight. But peace should always be, negotiating peace, brokering peace is just as difficult as war. Just so we're clear. It's you're dealing with countries, you're dealing with egos. Let's just call it what it is. You're dealing with religion, you're dealing with a whole bunch of complicated factors, and to coexist on this planet sometimes seems impossible, and these things will happen. I do have faith in President Trump. I do have faith in the people he's appointed, and I hope for a speedy, expeditious end to this with no drama and no ridiculousness. But like I say all the time, I would rather love you than punch you in the face. But if I have to, I will. So let's go here to this Wall Street Journal article. Here we go. Look at AJ reading. U.S. expands military footprint in Middle East as Trump says he wants end to conflict. President says he might send Vance and Witkoff. I could not remember that man's name. There we go. To meet Iranians, as Israel military says an airstrike killed one of Tehran's top military commanders. Because that was the thing Trump was saying the other night when he talked to I think Donna Bash at CNN. He was like, everybody that I communicate with seems to either be dead or not available. And so whatever. President Trump said he was working on a real end to the conflict in the Middle East as the U.S. expanded its military footprint in the region where the war between Israel and Iran entered a fifth day. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. Now, Tucker Carlson, I know we're not supposed to make Iran. No one can tell you who to hate. I got what you were saying. I got your sentiment. I got all of that. But bro, come on. Like Tucker Carlson, whatever. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, Iran cannot have a nuclear war. It's very simple. He told reporters on Air Force One as he returned to Washington early from the G7 summit in Canada. Will come down so hard if they do anything to our people. I think they know not to touch our troops. I think they know as well, but we are in the FAFO season, as we'll see later with the protesters. Some of the crazy videos I'm gonna show you of protesters who think they can stand in front of a multi-ton vehicle and trust that the person driving the vehicle will not run them over. Um, Trump left the meeting in Canada after signing onto a G7 statement calling for peace and stability in the Middle East, saying he wasn't doing so to work on a ceasefire, but something much bigger than that. Asked to clarify, Trump said he wanted an end, a real end, not a ceasefire. That's a leader, ladies and gentlemen. I want this done. I don't want another band-aid on the situation and then 2 years from now, y'all acting up again. I want this done. That is leadership. Being decisive and being clear about what you need, because putting a band-aid on it, it keeps the business open. The business of war, it stays open. I want the business of war gone. Why would Americans, regardless of party, regardless of whether you like Trump or voted for him or not, why would you not want that? Why wouldn't you want that? Any logical, sane person would want an end to war, not an end to the conflict. Not, oh, let's just do another little bullshit peace deal and you sign, and then we do the pomp and circumstance and we hold it up, and then 2 weeks later we're fighting again. Like, no, I want a whole hush the fuck up. That's what I want. So we don't have to entertain this anytime in the near future. The White House said the U.S. isn't joining Israel's attack on Iran, thank God, amid speculation fueled by recent military buildup in the region. Trump earlier wrote on Truth Social that everyone should evacuate from Tehran. Please evacuate, like I said earlier. Do not try to be, defiant and Captain Save-A-Ho. Speaking on Air One for Air Force One, speaking on Air Force One, he said that his call for the evacuation was based on wanting people to be safe. Do you think that would have came out of Biden's mouth? No, he didn't care about the people. He just blood is money. Blood money. Blood is money. A third U.S. Navy destroyer entered the Eastern Mediterranean Sea to help defend Israel from Iranian ballistic missiles, and a second U.S. carrier strike group is heading toward the Arabian Sea. Tanker aircraft that could potentially help refuel Israel. This light is bright. I don't know. Is this light extra bright today, or is it just my eyes? Anyway, tanker aircraft that could potentially help fuel Israel jet fighters also appear to be heading to the region, according to flight trackers and people familiar with the matter. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said he has directed the deployment of additional capabilities to the Middle East to enhance U.S. forces' defensive posture in the region. Eh, I kind of stand with Candace Owens on that one. I don't want to send in, yeah, but okay, fine, fine. While the Pentagon says military buildup is purely defensive, it puts the U.S. on a firmer footing to join Israel attacks on Iran. Exactly. Should Trump decide to do that? I don't think Trump wants to do that, and I don't think he's going to. Again, it would be a you really FAFO'd. You really messed up. You really came after our men and women in uniform or our civilians. That's when you will get done in. Wait, not the Wall Street Journal wanting me to register. Oh, well, we ain't doing that live on the air. Anyway, we got the point. Trust the process, trust the system, trust our president will get it done. I believe he will. And hopefully tomorrow or even later today, we will have an amazing update, at least an update to come to the table and have the conversation. And we can move on from this. But this is also, of course, we have people who want to play partisan politics with this issue. This is not the time for this. This is the time to band together as Americans and try not to get into something that we don't need another weapons of mass destruction. We definitely don't need another one of that. So here's this rep named Isaiah Martin. I think he's running for the 3rd district in Houston, Texas or something. He writes on X, "This is the worst possible time to have a stupid person in the White House." Of course, he's black because these niggas in politics are feeling themselves right now. And so he said, I'm just like, is this really the time for this? How the hell would Kamala Harris have handled this? She wouldn't have. She would have passed this on to somebody else and walked, and then did a photo shoot or a video shoot walking in her stilettos down into the Oval Office. Kamala Harris couldn't even handle simple issues like abortion. She this is above her pay grade. She can't sit in the situation room. She can't command an army. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. The pomp and the circumstance is one thing. Getting down to the work and getting your hands dirty is something totally different. She would not have been able to make this decision, because she couldn't figure out like these. Let me shut up. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. If you could read my mind, try. But this is not the time to play partisan politics on this issue. This is the time to stand and support your president. This is the time to stand and support your country. This is the time to stand and support the men and women who are over there doing things that most of us don't have the balls to do. Okay? Cool. God bless President Trump. God bless the United States of America. And thank God we have a leader in place who is sick of the business of war and is ready to get this done. I don't want a ceasefire. I want this done. I want it over. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I got other things I would like to dedicate time and resources to. Not another flare up in the Middle East. Anyway, so I will keep y'all posted on that situation as well. So now let's lighten the mood a bit. uh so as we know, the protesters are protesting the protest. I think people are still protesting. Um but here's I'm going to share a few of my favorite videos from this past week, with the kook birds doing there. And then I'm going to share a funny article from a throwback article. It's going to, oh, I was like, wow, here we go. Take it back, way back in the time. Um, this is why not having a producer sucks. Where's my producer? I can't find the folder. All right, here we go. There we go. I found it. AJ found it. All right, cool. So I don't know about you, but oftentimes, especially in like New York City and LA, people are like, I have the right of way. I have the right of way. I'm gonna walk into the street even if the car is still coming towards me. Sir, ma'am, your nerve endings, your bones, your muscles, it is no competition for a multi-ton vehicle barreling at you. Now, I know you have the right of way, but you should also be smart. So if you're going to protest, keep your ass on the sidewalk. Stay off to the side. Don't jump out in front of vehicles. Don't do stupid things and you won't get stupid prizes. Did he really think that was going to end well? Did he really think that was going to end well? How was that going to end well? Oh my God. Billy, are you okay? Oh my God. Let's see it on the big screen. Let's see it on the big screen. He was like, I have faith the officer's not going to accelerate. Nah, he's not going to accelerate. Fuck the police. And the police is like, ah.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't feel sorry for these people. I don't feel sorry for you in the least bit. You keep putting yourselves in these stupid scenarios, doing stupid stuff. And then you want somebody to feel sorry for you after you make a dumb decision. You jumped your ridiculous ass out in front of in front of the police car. And now we're supposed to cry for you, Argentina? I don't think so.
Carissa! Carissa! getting you! Carissa! Carissa! No, please don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! I'm a person! I'm a fucking person! Don't fucking kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't fucking kill me! Don't fucking kill me! I'm not getting you!
Her fat ass probably ain't worked that hard in her whole life. You are a person. Yes, you are a person, but you're a psychotic person. There is no way in hell. Only an idiot would do that. Only a dingbat would do that. You're going to jump in front of a car, a truck, and run backwards. I was like, oh, is she going to trip? Because if she trips, shit is over. If she trips, well, one less person at the Dairy Queen. Oh, people. You win, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. This has no audio, but it was fun. Hold on, go back. There we go. So this video has no audio, but you can see what's going on. So they're blocking the truck, and he's trying to remove the protesters because I got shit to do. I got to make this money. I'm at work. I don't have time for this stupid shit. Get out of my way. Get out the way. I don't have time for it. And then they go and sit back down in front of the truck. This couldn't have been Florida. He literally moved the truck. And now you're the victim. You're the victim now? Oh, you're the victim now. No, you were in my way. And people are just fed up. People are fed up with this. We're tired of the shenanigans. People are just trying to go to work. People are just trying to get things done. And here you go. There are emergencies happening. And no, you decide, oh, I'm going to block traffic. Okay, you realize most of the world doesn't give a fuck about what you're protesting about. So get the hell on out of my way, please, before you get handled. And when people are fed up, they're fed up. Yeah. Yep. I don't blame you. I got shit to do. Get the fuck out of my way. I don't got time for this. Fucking animals. And we're supposed to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you. You got what you had it coming. You had it coming. There's no tears for you, baby. Sorry to break the news to you. Now here's this. I won't say what I said behind the scenes, but this singer who was supposed to sing the national anthem in English and decided she was going to do it in Spanish, even though she and the producers had agreed that she was going to sing it in English. I just can't with these people.
It's okay. We are going to do the song in English today, so I'm not sure if that wasn't or if that wasn't relayed.
Bear with me because I'm still very shooken up.
Yes, now she's the victim. She's the victim, y'all. Yeah. She's the victim here. Remember.
And emotional, and
when you have average talent, like she's a decent singer, you know. But so to be this average talent and to think that this was gonna be your moment.
Anyways, I just got home from singing the national anthem in Spanish at the Dodgers game, and it is the official Star Spangled Banner in Spanish. You can Google it.
The Star Spangled Banner was written in English, not Spic. So it is what it is. No one cares. You told the producer, and this is why I need producers to have more discernment. Like when she spoke to that producer at the beginning of the video, that producer knows you didn't sense that she was going to be defiant, because I would have sensed it and I would have pulled her. I would have said, we got pre-recorded national anthems. We'll play a track. We'll just play a track of the national anthem of a band playing the national anthem. Everyone stand. Oh, say, can you see? Blah, blah, blah. Move on. Because I don't trust you. That little curl shit at the top of her head, that makes me not trust her. I knew she was going to be defiant, because if I look you in your face as a producer and I say we're doing it in English and you agree to it and you bring your mira ass out there and you start singing it in Spanish, I'm pulling the mic. And I will tell my associate producer, make sure you have that track ready, because if she pulls a stunt, if the first word out of her mouth is Spanish, pull it. Get the hell off my stage. I don't have time for this. And this is why you need producers who have discernment and who are not afraid to make firm decisions in the moment during a live show. This is a live game. This is a live sporting event. This ain't your mira. You want to go sing it in Spanish? Go sing it in Spanish at your fucking Spanish speaking concert on the weekend. But this ain't the place for it.
I'll just read it to you really quick, but it was officially commissioned in 1945 by the U.S. State Department as a part of President Franklin Roosevelt's Good Neighbor policy to foster a better relationship with Latin America. Because of this, I didn't think I would be met with any sort of like, no, especially because we're in LA. And
I'm sorry, is LA part of the United States? Did I miss something? Los Angeles is a city in the United States, right? Oh, okay. I must have missed that.
with everything happening,
I don't give a fuck what Roosevelt commissioned. I don't care what Roosevelt commissioned. He's dead. We're in 2025 America. And you're only singing this because you're mad that your cousins and your uncles and your essays are being deported. And they're going to continue to be deported. So you can be defiant with your average singing voice.
and I've sang the national anthem many times in my life, but
Yeah, we don't care.
there was today out of all days. I could not.
The tacos just aren't hitting like they used to.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
I'm
just could not
sorry.
believe when she walked in and told me no.
I just couldn't believe it. But you lied to her. She literally told you what it was, and you said yes. You agreed to it. And then you walked your mira ass out there and proceeded to do the very thing that we said no to. I'm surprised she wasn't escorted out by security.
Um, but I just felt like I needed to do it. Para mi gente.
Oh God, bailamos.
For anyone who's been following me for a while, you know everything I do is out of love, like
Yeah, that was love. Yes, we love the love.
out of love, good energy out of love, and I'm proud of myself for doing that today. Um, because my parents are immigrants. And they've been citizens like my whole life at this.
Oh, they've been citizens your whole life. We're not talking about people that did it the right way for the 9 billionth time. We're talking about people who did it the wrong way, who decided they're just going to break and enter and do whatever the hell they want. Your parents aren't on the chopping block unless your parents are committing crimes. Then, in such case, their citizenship will be revoked. But until said moment, if they're decent, upstanding citizens, nobody cares.
This point, they got documented really early, but I just can't imagine them being ripped away from me, even at this age, like, let alone like a little.
You realize parents die every day, parents get sick every day, parents get arrested every day. You could be separated from your parents for a plethora of reasons. So if they broke into the country illegally and they got to go, that's just another reason.
Little kid, like, what are we doing?
Oh, please spare us the little kid shit. You people are boarding your kids left and right. Y'all don't care about kids. You care about kids because they told you to care about kids. You didn't care about. Oh my gosh, I wish I had the Tom Holman video. Let me see if I can find it, where he's literally talking about these kids that they found in Dallas, like 144 some odd kids being trafficked. Where the hell were y'all when that was going on? Where were y'all when that was going on? Oh no, we're quiet. Oh, we don't understand. Oh, what's going on? Oh no, Biden's president. We don't see shit. All of a sudden, we're crying for kids again. We didn't cry for kids for 4 years. All of a sudden, we're crying for kids again. Spare me the performance. Spare me the performance, lady. Go pull this stunt somewhere else because ain't nobody buying it. Oh, I have the video. Hold on. I just got to download it for y'all. And I hope there's no music on this because I don't need to get in trouble. Hold on. Downloader, paste, download. She up here crying for kids. Was she crying for these kids when Biden was president? Was she crying for the? Well, she was probably too. But was her parents crying for these kids when Obama was president? I love how the crying always seems to happen when Trump is president. When Donald Trump is in the White House, there's always a we love kids all of a sudden. We love children.
Anyways, sorry. This is a whole different side of me that y'all never see, but thank you for all the sweet messages. I love you guys so much. Safe to say I'm never allowed in that stadium ever again. But I love you guys so much. I love you guys.
Yeah, they're not letting you in that stadium again because you're a liar. And now professionally, you've told producers in the future, no matter what job you take, that you're going to do what the hell you want to do. I'm going to go live and do what I want. Well, thank God I wasn't a producer because I already told y'all what I would have done. Pull that fucking mic. Play the track. Dun, 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 and push this bitch out the building. Oh, man. Sometimes you just got to be the jerk. Well, I don't mind being the jerk. I don't mind being the jerk. I don't care. To quote Redman, I'll be that. I hope this video does not have sound. I mean music under it. I don't remember if it had music. But okay, so where was the tears and the Latinxers And all of a sudden we care about rice and beans and tacos. Where were y'all when all of this was
The advocates, when 500,000 children were smuggled in this country. Where are the advocates when the last administration lost track of 300,000 children? Where are the advocates with a significant increase in sex trafficking of women and children under the last administration because of the open borders? Where are the advocates for 250,000 Americans dying from fentanyl because of the open border? Where are the advocates then? Where are the advocates for the hundreds of angel moms and dads I met that were separated from their children because they buried their children, because their children were killed by an illegal alien? Where are the advocates then? I mean, are they really about humanity and the safety and well-being of migrants? Where were they? Where 4,000 aliens died making the journey under the Biden administration? An historic high number of aliens died making that journey. Where are the advocates at? The advocates pick and choose. So it isn't about humanity, it isn't about protection. If we really care about the protection of illegal aliens or migrants coming to this country, where were they when 4,000 died making this journey?
Well, I would add to that, where are the advocates for those that are being enslaved in the United States right now because of the exploitation of the cartels holding their families under scrutiny and threatening them, intimidating them with torture or death if they don't do their criminal activity here in the United States? Where are they advocating for them to be found, rescued, and gotten out from under the thumb of the cartel? Where are they for that?
Nowhere to be found. Where are they when the 300,000 missing children, we already found nearly 9,000 of them? Where's the thank you to ICE? Where's the thank you for ICE for taking 29 members of TDA off the streets in New York City 2 weeks ago? Where's the thanks for ICE for all the public safety threats they've taken off the streets? In Massachusetts, over a dozen illegal aliens who raped children. Wow. The men and women at ICE are doing a fantastic job. And as you and I discussed many times, immigration enforcement has always been controversial, it's always been emotional, I get it. But we really are doing the best we can to make this country safe again, and we continue. Okay, yesterday was a criminal investigation, had to do with money laundering, tax evasion, customs fraud, get that. But the majority of our time is spent arresting public safety threats and national security threats. But as I said many times, if you're in the country illegally, you're not okay. Either you can leave on your own or eventually we'll find you. We're going to enforce the law. Entering the country illegally is a crime. And especially when you spend billions of dollars in due process. A federal judge said you must leave, and you don't leave, you become a fugitive.
Hmm. Wow, 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 wow. So where were the tears? Where were the TikToks then? Where was the crying on cue when these kids were being snatched up, when they were being trafficked over the border? Where's the tears for the children who are slaves in China making our sneakers? Where were the tears for them? Where are the tears? Hmm. You know, there's still slavery in other parts of the world. Where are the tears for those slaves? Who are slaves as I'm speaking on this mic, a free man in 2025? Yes, there are slaves in other parts of the world. So where's the frustration for those children? Where are the cries and pleas for those suffering? I've not seen one leftist TikTok since this story broke in Dallas. Not one. Not one point of outrage. You know why? Because it's not politically expedient. If they could find a way to blame Trump for it, they would have, and then they would have reported on it. But there is no money in reporting the truth, because then you would have to trace back to how did this get out of control, and then you would have to look at the last administration, and they don't want to do that. They just want to feel. It's all about vibes. You're protesting for nothing. You try to downplay Donald Trump's parade this weekend. Over 250,000 people were at that parade, and y'all tried to downplay it and call it a failure. And there could have been easily more than 3 million people there, but because people are so timid about going to places and crowds like that in this climate, because they don't know what y'all are capable of. So the fact that you even got that many people to go to the parade was amazing. But we never want to report accurately when it's Trump. We always want to report when something good goes for Biden, and when something goes bad for Biden, you cover it up and you blame someone else or Democrats in general. So if you're not going to be consistent, I don't care about your tears. If you're not going to cry for all the children, then I don't care about your tears. Americans commit crimes all the time, and they're separated from their children. Yes, is it a scar on the child? Yes, no one's taking that away. But guess what? That child will learn as they mature that if you commit a crime, it's called a consequence. You may not understand it as a child, but you'll damn sure understand it as an adult. And I'm bored. At this point, I'm bored. You people know better. So now that you know better, do better. This is the opportunity to do it the right way. So you don't have to be at the bottom of the totem pole. You can come to this country the right way and build the ultimate life that you want. But no, nobody wants to do that because all we see illegal immigrants as are low level workers. That's all they're capable of. This is exploitative labor. You're exploiting people because you know they have no power. You know they have no real say in how much they get paid. And I don't care if they can make more money here in the United States than they can in their home country. It's still bad. Just because you're making more than you would in your home country doesn't mean you can afford to live here. And most of the times they can't. So stop playing in our face. This is not about the children. This is not about immigration. This is not about anything. This is about your feelings and Donald Trump being the president of the United States. Other than that, you wouldn't have cared. Kamala Harris was elected and that border was still wide open and them monkeys were coming across the thing, just doing whatever the hell they wanted, you wouldn't have said anything. You would have literally not, oh, I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Children are being trafficked. Oh, well, who cares? It's not politically expedient. I had this baboon come in my live yesterday. Well, the reason why the illegals are on the farms is because Americans don't want to do the jobs. And from a 2027 study, I don't give a fuck about your study. Unless you're showing me how they advertised, who did they reach out to, where did they post, how many responses did they get. These details matter because I can say, yeah, Americans didn't want to do the jobs. Americans didn't even know the damn jobs were there. Or you tried to pay me the same wage you were going to pay an illegal. American ain't showing up for that. Americans got American bills, American responsibilities, American lifestyle to maintain. We don't got time for that. But no, y'all don't care about that. It's about feelings, about vibes. It's not about reality. So I don't care about your Spanish version of the national anthem. I don't care about any of that stuff because you did it the wrong way. And then you're crying for your parents. Your parents are immigrants. I don't care. I don't care that your parents are immigrants. Millions of Americans have parents who are immigrants. It's so easy to deflect and bob and weave and remove yourself from the actual issue at hand here. And the issue at hand here is that we have a problem that is costing us a lot of money. A lot of money. And the jig is up. The piggy bank is closed. The food bank is closed. The soup kitchen is closed. The perpetual social services department of the world is now closed. We are out of business. And y'all are mad because you took the United States niceness for weakness. And now you have a dog in the White House enforcing the law. And you can't take it. This is what it looks like when somebody does what they say and say what they mean and then walk it out in real time. This is what that looks like. I know a lot of y'all used to this, right? Yeah. A lot of talking and then no action or very little action. Yeah, because the action part is always the most difficult part. Like to actually put it into play and move is always the most difficult part. But y'all go off about it. I appreciate y'all for watching today. I'll be live at 4 p.m. on TikTok today. We'll be standing with ICE and we'll be probably talking about Iran and some other stuff on there as well. There was something else I wanted to say. Make sure y'all check out Trifecta Hour this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, you can check out the Rant Experience pod. There's the podcast playlist is on the page. So if you haven't done so already, go click on the Rant Experience podcast on the AJ's Rant Room page, and make sure you click save so you'll get updates every time new episodes drop, and we'll make that work. But for now, that's my lunchtime rant. I'm glad I rebranded. I'm glad the idea came to me and I was able to execute it. So, but I appreciate y'all for watching and see y'all at 4 p.m. And we will catch y'all on the next one.